This happened to me and my friend Sam 3 winters ago. We liked exploring nature and walking around outside, and our friends had recently introduced us to this beautiful place in Wisconsin called Grant Park that we had visited with them 3 or 4 times. Every time we had gone with them, it had been a pleasant trip. We walked around, got to see some beautiful views of Lake Michigan, sat in crooks of trees, and talked about books and games and other things. We had been starting a new game of Hunter the Darkness, a tabletop RPG game like Dungeons and Dragons, and we were using the park for scenic inspiration. It was great. For the purpose of storytelling, she and I are both 5'2" to 5'3" females. The first time she and I went alone, we went around dusk to take some pictures that we could Photoshop for the game. This park is massive, and there are many bridges, footpaths, and winding roads throughout. We were walking over a bridge that sat against one of the roads, with dense woods on either side. As we were crossing, a car drives by and rolls down the window, and some guy leans out and yells,
"Hey!"
at us. We were both startled and jumped, but dismissed them and continued walking across the bridge. Less than a minute later, the same car comes back, driving the other direction, and this time, the driver's side window rolls down, and the driver, another male, calls out,
"Hey ladies, come here."
We picked up our pace. The car drives away, and right as we're about to hit the end of the bridge, we see the car come at us again from the original direction. We then book it up the trees, up the hill, and we hear the car stop, and the 2 men start yelling for us. We continued running and hid in the dark for 15 or so minutes until they left, and we ran back to our car and left as well. You would think we would avoid the park after that, but once we had gotten out of there and properly warmed over a hot chocolate from Perkins, we had a good laugh over having been so scared. So, we went back to the park with our male friends a few times, and nothing even remotely scary happened. So, she and I decided to go back, just the 2 of us, again. Sam and I often spent our afternoons and early evenings exploring the outside, hiking, or just sitting outside in parks and talking, so we had just decided to add it to our repertoire. We headed back around dusk again, and with the camera to take more pictures, especially since we hadn't gotten the shots we had wanted the first time. Now, obviously looking back on this, we both feel incredibly foolish having gone back alone, and around the same time and at the same place. But, as I had said, we had gone a few more times with our male friends, and even when we had just one male friend with us, nothing had happened, so we thought we were just being skittish. Anyways, we went back, and we were about to walk over the same bridge when a car rolls by and, as you guessed, the window rolls down and some guy just yells out random noises. This time, we don't wait for them to drive around. We duck into the woods and start walking back toward the pier. We figured we'd abandon the other photo spot and just explore the pier, take some lake shots. Not really what we were looking for, but we figured if we made it in time for the sunset, we could take some nice pictures over the lake, just for fun. So we began walking down the road to the lake when the same car from before drives down into the parking lot by the pier. They didn't say anything as they drove past us, but we still decided to slow down and decide whether or not we wanted to continue down the pier. The car turned around in the parking lot and came back up the road. The car reached where we were and stopped. So we immediately turned and started walking down the hill. All the windows rolled down, and we saw that there were 4 guys and 1 girl in the car. They said hello, and Sam and I turned and waved. One of them said,
Oh, hey, you're cute.
and the others joined in.
Hey, yeah, wait for us.
Now, mind you, we are 2 small females, but we were also super bundled up in large winter coats and hats. You could barely see any of our faces or our shapes, so they didn't really have a lot to base it on. We've been ignoring them, and we hear someone yell
We're coming back for you.
as they start to drive up the hill. Sam and I decide not to take any chances and start running down the hill. We hear hooting and hollering, and we see them disappear over the top of the hill. We start running toward the bridge. It was the closest. And once you've gotten over the bridge to the left, there was a concrete deck with a drop off to a ramp about 5 feet tall, so that if you got off the bridge and jumped down right away, you'd be at the bottom of the ramp and couldn't be seen from the other side if you ducked down, which is exactly what we did. We hear the car speed back down the hill, and 4 doors open and close as they all start screaming and laughing.
Come here, girls. We'll be nice. We just want to play.
Most of them took off toward the pier, but 2 of them stayed behind, and we could make out bits and pieces of what they were saying.
Where do you think they went? I don't know. We'll find them.
Sam and I are huddled and freaked out, and once it has been silent near the bridge for a while, we decide to peek out to see if the other 2 have also left, so we could sneak back up the hill or make a break for it somewhere else. We peek over, and there's a guy on the other end of the bridge, and he clearly sees us.
Over here!
He screams to his buddies and starts running across the bridge to us. We take off toward the development, running around the side of the tennis court while being chased by 3 of the guys. One of them is very close to us, about 30 feet, but the rest were catching up faster than we would have liked. We took a quick turn between 2 houses in the subdivision, and we luckily never saw them from that point on. We got back to our car by walking through the forest preserve, dashing across roads, terrified out of our minds. We left that night and called our friends we normally went to the preserve with. From then on out, they insisted on accompanying us anytime we went there. So, creepy people in the cars at the forest preserve, let's not meet again.